I'm just talking about your statement. You said he was a good contact hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not a good contact hitter because he swung and missed so many times that if you ever played all-star baseball with the spinner, 10 was a strikeout. His strikeout was almost as big as Babe Ruth's. Mantle was a strikeout guy. He ended up with a 299 career average. So when he did make contact, okay, he did exceptionally well. I'm not comparing him to Jeter. I'm just referring to your statement that you said he was a good contact hitter.
If he's a 298 hitter, he's a good contact hitter. If you're a career 298 hitter, you're a good contact hitter.
The most strikeouts he had in any season was 126,
he's
too.
Doing well, but he didn't often put. I mean, not say he struck out too many times.
How did he struck out? Speedy just gave you the numbers.
He's a great player.
126 was his highest strikeout total in a single season, and looking at his game logs and season logs, it looks like his average
struck out a lot.
It looks like his average probably. I have to do the math exactly. It's
probably
around 90.
All right. So
probably around
hold on 1 second. In 160 games when Mickey Mantle played, or
152.
152. Mickey Mantle. Let's go through his career. 74 strikeouts his first year. 111, 90, 107, 97, 99, 75, 120, 126, 125, 112, 78, 32, 102, 76, 76, 113, 97. Are you kidding me, Lenny?
It looks like it averages out to about 90.
Yeah, he's not a strikeout. He was never a strikeout hitter. He wasn't. You look at his numbers.
With all due respect, you have no idea what you're talking about, okay?
Well, you're saying, what is an average baseball player? Lenny, what is an average baseball player?
You can't compare. You're going to tell me Mickey Mantle was not a strikeout in comparison to the rest of the players in baseball? I'll say bull dinky and poppycock to that. You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but numbers show that he wasn't. He didn't in 152 games. In 100,
you have no idea what those numbers mean when you refer to the other players in baseball.
We're talking about
clue as to what you're talking about.
Really? So give me a player. Give me a player right now besides Joe DiMaggio.
You're telling me Mickey Mantle was not a strikeout?
No, he wasn't. Not with these numbers. Not with this.
You know nothing about Mickey Mantle.
Well, I'm looking at his strikeout numbers. You're telling me 74 strikeouts?
What? In that era, he was among the leaders in strikeouts.
Give me somebody. Give me another person. Give me another person in that era. Hank Greenberg. Bring up Hank Greenberg. Go ahead, Speedy. Bring up Hank Greenberg.
That shows me you have no clue. Hank Greenberg wasn't that era.
So give me a player in that era.
Give me that era.
So
look up Aaron. Look up Mays. Look up. Come on. Look up Frank Robinson.
Go ahead. Look up Mays. Go ahead. Look up Mays. Go ahead. Look up Mays. Go look up Mays. Speedy, just go up on the top. Just go up the maze.
Not a strikeout hitter.
No, he wasn't.
You don't know anything about the 1950s baseball.
No, he wasn't.
You don't know anything about
Go to his numbers. Go to his strikeouts.
Yeah, Willie Mays looks like he struck out far less than Mickey Mantle. 1526 in his career.
92, 81, 71, 123. I mean, he struck out too. He struck out a lot too.
Yeah, maybe he did, but it doesn't mean that Mantle did. You compare it to the rest of baseball, and you'll find that you're 100%
How many times did he strike
wrong.
out? How many times did Mantle?
1526 for Mays.
Right? And you're talking to
Mantle,
somebody
1733.
1710. No, 1733 is walks. 1710.
1710. So you're telling me?
And then you change the
hold on.
subject.
I'm not changing the subject.
Jeter. It's no comparison.
What are you talking about? It's no comparison. What are you talking about?
You said you're comparing him.
We're not.
To today's baseball.
What was the question? What was the question, Speedy? So you get
the question was.
Hold on, Lenny. Listen to the question. Lenny, listen to the Lenny. Listen to the question.
How do you dare argue with me about Mickey
Lenny,
Mantle?
listen to the question before you attack me.
What's the question?
The question was which ex-Yankee of the 1990s Yankees that won 4 World Series?
Mantle was a good contact hitter.
He was a good contact hitter. He was a good contact hitter. How could you say he's not? How could you say he's not?
Because you're not paying attention. You're not.
Lenny, look at the numbers, buddy. Look at the numbers.
Was he a speedster?
Yes, he was a speedster. Early in his career. Early in his career. And then he got, because of his injuries, he wasn't a speedster.
He wrapped up his knees so much he could hardly walk, and that's why.
I know, Lenny. His last 6 years.
Where did he finish his career playing? What position?
Was it first base?
I'm not sure.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Wasn't it first base?
Sure. I thought he was
first
always
base.
outfield.
Yes,
Exactly right.
I know about Mickey Mantle. My grandfather used to tell me all about him. And by the way,
Terrific. I saw him.
all right,
play.
that's fine. I'm not arguing with
Who
you.
was his caddy?
I'm-
Who was known as Mickey Mantle's caddy?
Who
Do
was
you
his
know
caddy?
that?
Who was his caddy? I don't know.
You have no clue.
I have no clue. Yeah, I don't.
You have no clue.
But
Don't
what is-
tell me about
but what does that
Mickey
have
Mantle.
anything to do with his
Ross
strikeouts?
Machito.
What does that
you
have-
never even heard of him.
No, I never heard of him.
Mickey Mantle's caddy.
How would
coming in the seventh.
I don't even play golf, so why do I
Tell
care?
me Mickey Mantle didn't strike out.
Lenny, I don't even
Wasn't among
care.
the
I don't even
leaders
play
in
golf.
strikeouts, 'cause you
I
have
don't
no
even play
clue
golf.
what you're talking
Lenny,
about.
I do have clue what I'm talking about.
Compare it to Clemente. Compare
I'm
it to
not comparing.
Aaron.
I'm
All right,
not-
You tell me.
Well, first of all, let's go to Aaron. Let's go to Aaron. Let's go to Hank Aaron. Go to Hank Aaron's
By
number.
the way, you know who Duke Snyder was?
Yeah, I do know who Duke Snyder was. What do you
He
think?
was
I
a
don't.
pretty good comp to Trout for about 4 or 5 years.
But that wasn't the
he
question.
Was better than Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
Hank Aaron struck out 1383 times. Clemente struck out 1230.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How many years did Hank Aaron play?
Hank Aaron played
I
23.
don't know.
Clemente played
20
18,
I don't know how many years.
and
All right,
Mantle played 18.
18. So
What's the
Hank-
difference? How many years he played?
because strikeouts, you're saying how many strikeouts did Hank Aaron have?
Hank Aaron had
I didn't have
1383.
to look this stuff up.
I'm just asking him. 1383.
1383 and 23 years
23
playing.
years.
So he's right in that sense.
Yes.
Mantle 18 years,
Yes.
17
I'm
times.
right in every sense.
No,
about
no,
Mickey
no,
Mantle.
no.
And if you knew anything,
Okay.
and you're telling
Why are you
me that
attacking
Mantle
me?
was not a strikeout guy,
He wasn't a strikeout
then
guy.
you better start doing your homework.
He wasn't a strikeout
You're
guy.
acting like Mickey Mantle is Ryan Howard.
No, I didn't say that. Wasn't
Strikeout
Ryan
guys.
What is it? What is
Strikeout
it?
guys are
Nelson
guys that strike out 150
It was-
times or
he
more
was-
a year.
Who
He
led the
struck
league in
out
less
a
time
lot.
strikeouts?
Look at
Who
his strikeout.
who was last year? Who
Look
led
at his strikeout
in least
percentage.
strikeouts?
Did you do that? Without
least
looking it
strikeouts?
up?
League strikeouts.
I have no idea. I can look it
Strikeout
up.
percentage. What does it have a strikeout percentage?
I want to know who led the league last year in least strikeouts. I want to know that.
And what?
In least strikeouts. I want to know last year in 2009 who struck out the least. I want to get a number.
Last year?
Yes.
2009?
Yes.
What does that have to do with Mickey Mantle?
What does it mean?
I don't have
because
a
I want to know
computer
the
in front of
average.
me.
An average strikeout in the league right now is how many?
Oh God, I got to figure out qualified stuff.
What's the difference? What does that mean?
Because you're saying that Mickey Mantle was a strikeout hitter when he really wasn't a strikeout hitter. He really wasn't.
You
Go-
know nothing.
But Lenny,
Except what you're
Lenny,
reading
go
the
look at the
computer and you can't
games.
even put that
Lenny,
together.
140.
You take a look at Mantle's
So Lenny,
strikeout
Lenny, let me ask you a
percentage.
question.
It was among the league
Lenny,
leaders.
Lenny,
It may not
Lenny,
add up
Lenny,
to anything
Lenny,
right now
Lenny,
because it's a different ball game.
Lenny.
Strikeouts are
Lenny.
are much more than
Lenny.
they were in 1957.
Lenny, you know I love you. You know I love you. Let me ask you a
59.
question.
Mantle was a strikeout
Let me ask
guy,
you a question.
And anybody who lived in that era, you have to look it up, and you don't have no clue what you're doing.
Really?
It's in comparison
So let
to
me
the
ask you a
other
question.
players.
Let me ask you a
Take a look
question.
at his
Let me
strikeout
ask you,
rate in
Lenny, can I speak for a
comparison to the other
second?
players
Lenny, can I
who
speak
played
for a
the
second?
50s.
Lenny, can I speak for a second? 142 games. 142 games. Is 111 strikeouts in 142 games a lot? Is that a lot?
In today's era?
No. In that era. Is that a lot? 142
Yes, it
games.
is a lot.
How is 100? Are you kidding me? 142 games, 111 strikeouts. That's not even a strikeout a game. How could you say that's a lot? That's not a lot.
Because you have no clue. You're talking about today. I'm talking about in the 1950s.
I'm talking about the 1950s right now. I'm talking about it. 127 games. How many strikeouts? He had 90
Take a
strikeouts.
look at his strikeout percentage.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at everything
And
right
what
now.
is it? What is it?
Right here. Strikeout percentage. Strikeout percentage. Speedy.
I'm sorry to say you're doing a show and you can't go.
We're not even
about
talking-
something you don't know.
I think among qualified guys, the lowest strikeout total was Melky Cabrera with 41.
Where's Mickey Mantle in
What does that have to
strikeouts?
do with
Where's
anything?
Mickey Mantle in
He
strikeouts?
didn't play in the same era that
No,
Mantle did.
No, he's not.
Look up
he's
Mickey
not-
Mantle's
he's not-
era. Do your homework.
Hold on.
Next time you're on the show, I'll
Wait.
call in, give you a chance to do
Do-
your homework.
do your-
Mickey Mantle.
This had
strikeout
nothing to do with
percentage
Mickey
compared
Mantle.
To the rest
We
of the
were-
players in the American.
This had
in
nothing to
baseball
do.
in the 1950s.
Lenny, listen to me.
You
This-
won't do it because you don't.
You want me to do it? I'll
You're
tell
not
you
gonna do
what.
it.
I'll tell you what, Lenny. I'll tell you what. I will do it. And when I try to compare Mickey Mantle's strikeouts to ratio of all the players in the league, I guarantee you it wasn't amongst the league's worst. You want to bet on that? Let's bet. How much
I'll
you want to
tell
bet?
you what.
How much you want to bet?
I'll sit in for you when you get the information. If I'm right, I will sit in for you, and you can call me. All right?
That sounds good. That sounds good. I will get the numbers. As a matter of fact, I'll get them for tomorrow. I will get the numbers for tomorrow. You can call the show. And I will tell you right now, I'll go through every single player. What are we looking at from the 1950s on? What are we looking at? 1950 to 1960?
Yeah, just 1950. You can do 1950s. That was his era.
All right, so we'll go to 1950s, and I will average out every single player in their strike.
That's
50s.
He didn't play until 52. But you look at Mantle during the height of his career, wherever the years were.
All right, I'll look at
in the 50s and early 60s as well.
It was the 50s.
And you tell me
52 to 67.
All right,
okay?
so
who had more strikeouts than Mantle?
All right, we'll do that. I'll do it from 1951 to 1960.
And then you'll learn a lesson.
No, you're going to learn a lesson.
But don't you?
You're going to learn a lesson.
Don't you talk to somebody who lived and died with baseball in the 1950s in New York with
I love
Giants
you, man.
and Dodgers
I
and
love
Yankees.
you. I love you. I do. I love you. You call the show. It had nothing to do with Mickey Mantle's strikeouts. I said Mickey Mantle was a contact hitter. It was a contact hitter. He was.
Based on what?
Based on what? Based on your strikeouts.
You're saying he's a contact hitter. How do you back that up?
How do you not back it up? You're saying he's a strikeout.
No, that's a bull dinky question.
Wow, how is a bull dinky question?
It's your show. You made a statement. What are you making the statement on?
Well, here's one of them. 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 Your strike. Well, you can look at it. Okay, I will look up his strikeout rate, and I guarantee you, he wasn't even in amongst the league's top 50 percentile. I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean you guarantee? What's the guarantee? How about if your guarantee is bull dinky and poppycock?
Oh man.
Well, it's easy to guarantee. It's easy to sit there and
we will get the numbers.
When you have a show like this,
I will have you
on a very good network. You should not just try to fake it.
I'm not faking nothing. What are you talking about? This was nothing to do with Mickey Mantle. I said who are the two players that you can compare? Which one you can compare closest to Mickey Mantle as a superstar? And it was Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter. It had nothing to do.
Yes,
it had nothing to do with Mickey Mantle. We're just trying to compare him.
Because I didn't pay attention either, to tell you the truth. I didn't pay attention to the question. So I didn't answer the question, okay? And that was my fault.
Yeah,
but it's your fault for not knowing what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
It's your show.
I'm gonna get the numbers for you. I'm going to get the numbers.
So there's 3 years where he led the league in strikeouts.
You take a look at now I got it open. 100 in 1952 led the league with 111 strikeouts.
Okay.
Led the league in 1954 strikeouts. Led the league 158 strikeouts. Led the league in 59 with strikeouts, and led the league in 1960 with strikeouts. Okay, hot shot.
1960.
That's your answer.
1960, right? Okay, so
1952.
1952. All right, 1952. He was a 311. He was his batting in 1952. He was a 311 hitter, batting average.
Yes.
So you're telling me he's not a contact hitter? You're telling me he's not a contact hitter, batting 311? Come on, Lenny. He's batting 311.
That's not about contact.
Batting average.
Check out his contact rate.
Oh my!
Do you have that?
No, I don't have it in front of my face. Why would I have that?
He led the league in strikeouts. So how could you be a contact hitter leading the league in strikeouts?
Well, because he was batting 311.
How do you hit 311 without making good contact?
I don't understand what you're saying, Lenny. He's a 311 hitter.
He was a good contact
yes,
hitter.
he was. He was 311.
How do you hit 311 without making good contact most of the time? Where you just get a bunch of lucky hits?
Listen to the batting. Listen. Well, batting average has
a good contact hitter and lead the league in strikeouts 5 different times.
Okay, so he was a 353 hitter. He's not a contact hitter. He was 353.
353 hitter.
353 in 1956. You're not going to say he's a contact hitter?
He led the league in slugging percentage and adjusted OPS.
How could you say he's not a contact hitter?